Hi, hello, welcome or welcome back. We're going to do another collective pick a card tarot reading using um, my special deck. That is based on Greek runes and ancient Greek mythology. Okay, I had to stop because I didn't really like the lightning, and since I have my apartment has interactive lighting, I really want to use it. Okay, so today I'm wearing her because I've been to an audition that perhaps wasn't an audition, perhaps I already got the job. I don't know. It was really unclear. If it was an audition or my material was enough, and that was a rehearsal, because I was waiting for an answer at the ending and they just let me go. And then they asked me, oh, but did you record the thing so that you can rehearse at home? And I was like, no. Nobody told me. So yeah, we'll see how that one goes, but in the meantime, I decided to seize the occasion to not undo it right away, even if makeup was already gone. I only wore this vintage dress for the occasion, because usually when I'm in audition mode, I just come back and jump into my pajama and nobody has to talk to me for a while. So yeah, but now I've decided to be here with you, whoever you are. Yeah, I know, I think I'm going to chit chat a little bit longer, because this video will have 3 groups. I usually have either 4 or 5. I also have video with no groups, just channel messages that one might resonate with directly through the title rather than the number or the card. Okay, just a little disclaimer: if you want to take the time to explore the channel a little bit more, I am finally getting a grip on how to read my tarot on video online, and so I'm really starting to have fun with it. And so I have I think it's 2 pages now of titles ready, but this one I think it's a very important one to set up the base. Okay. Why? Because this video is called what is your soul signature? Okay, so okay, where should I start? Okay, so I think I'm okay, I think that because I'm still in this happy vibe, I'm just going to do a long intro, and then I will add a little section with very straight up instructions on how to benefit from this video, because I've already spent enough time talking, and so I'm just gonna keep on talking for a while, and if it's not interesting for you, just skip to the part of the video that is interesting for you. Yeah. So anyway, I wanted to take a little bit more time just to explain the vibe, I mean, and how this the vibe of today inspired me to do this video in particular, because I have a whole list so I can choose, but usually it's not random. I receive the download, I write it down, and then when it's the right time, I usually know. And so yeah, I had this video in mind. What is your soul signature? And what I mean by that is like, what is your energy first and foremost, like within, also how it is expressed on the outside, like for example how you move in the world, and so on. But something really really interesting that is just off this video is learning how to recognize when you are in a situation that is external for you, like it's not like it's other stuff, it's other people, it's jobs, it's an adventure of a day, yada yada. How can you see that you are meant to go through that experience? How can you physically see or energetically feel? What was that? Nothing. That experience is for you. Perhaps that not that you are meant to stay in that experience forever, but you are definitely meant to go through it. Okay, and I was inspired to do this video because I will pick my pile, but my pile, it's not a pile. It's just one card. I will pick my card as well to see if it's confirmation. But in general, the way I perceive my soul signature is like happy chaos, and like things go in all direction, but at the end of the day you end up with a smile. And I was reminded of that because today I really had that type of day. Like I went out, I wanted to be on time, and like I wanted to buy something for myself for breakfast, and it was not available where I wanted to buy it. So I just went on, like, go, like, okay, I'm just eat some fruit, whatever. And then I just stumbled into something that I wanted even more, and it was even cheaper. And then I arrived to this audition / rehearsal, like we don't know yet. And I was super nervous because it's like quite serious company, and which is why I had decided to bring out her. And like we start rehearsing, and like I understand that I already start learning one of the choreographies, and it's on one of the songs that I love the most in the world. Like I have many playlists for me, and then there is that one playlist that it's like the crisis playlist, like when I really need to just focus, like tunnel vision and fuck all the noise, basically. And what was the title? Is the one that goes like rolling on the river, yada yada. You know, I mean, I think everybody knows it, but I wasn't expecting that, so that was also like super happy, and it helped me feel like, okay, like I feel familiar in this situation, right? And then the teacher. Okay, I'm just hoping he will never see this video. Anyway, teacher, choreographer, whatever, was like, like tall, hot, dancer body, like abs I could grate cheese on, like the whole thing. And like he started asking questions. It was a really small group, so at some point he starts like feeling the choreography, and like me too. And he starts like I don't know if I read too much into it, but I felt like he was flirting a bit. And I'm usually very, very strict when it comes to flirting on the workplace. Like, been there, done that, was burnt, learned my lesson, never again, if like as long as I can avoid it. But he looked like that. So yeah, I really had to have this inner conversation with myself. Like, okay, bro is showing off. I'm at work, so I'm just gonna laugh it off. And if I am still with some fiery energy after this, I'm just gonna use it to transmute energy and offer some wisdom and guidance. But like, what? Yeah, rather than feeding into the situation, because it was really funny, but also from an energy point of view, it's also important to know how does that part of your energy work, precisely so that you can have like navigate these type of moments in a way that actually is actually suitable to the situation. Okay. Yeah. So still very in playful mode, and we are going to use that because that is really one of the best energy I can be in to deliver knowledge. It will go fast, hopefully. 3 groups to choose from. I'm now going to film like this very, very short section where I explain more in a more compact in a shorter way how to intake this video. Okay, see you there. If you already got the message because you listen to the intro, you can just keep to the group selection because it's just going to be a repetition, just without me telling you about my day and the hot teacher. Anyway, let's go see whatever section corresponds to your needs. Hi, hello. So I have decided to film this very short section to be very straight to the point and tell you how you can use this video. Previous section was the same, it's just that I used what happened to me today. Also as an explanation for her, my $5 braided wig that I am learning how to use in more and more ways. So if you do not give a F about that, which is understandable, just stay tuned. I'm going to explain to you very quickly how you can benefit from this video. So this video is called What is Your Soul Signature? What the fuck does that mean? So we're going to look into your energy. I have similar videos where I ask similar questions like what is your mythological energy, and others, I think. What is going to be very specific about this one is the word signature, meaning that we are going to look into the markers that make your energy yours. That will be like from an internal point of view. It will be from an external point of view. We might be pointing at, for example, physical attributes for some, because those are collective readings, so some messages might only resonate for some. but also like ways of expressing your internal reality, your internal chemistry, um, like jobs or stuff that you're good at, stuff that you aren't good at, and how can you learn how to see that in the external world, because the external world is very vast, is very diverse, and we are simply not meant for everyone. Like, okay, I'm going to explain it in a very blunt way, okay? Sorry in advance. As a concept, I love the whole humanity, okay? I can also hate every single human equally if they come too close to my safety and peace, especially considering the period of time that we are slowly coming out. Yes, energetically speaking, we are cosmic beings, but first and foremost, that involves the chemistry too. So, even from a soul point of view, we are not meant to merge with just anyone. Some people might be like favored in that sense, meaning that they have the capacity to merge with many different type of souls, because of reasons, because whatever they are meant to do requires them to have that type of capacity. Other people might be very good at resonating with certain other type of people, other type of experiences, yada yada yada. So that is already something that is worth studying in order to learn how to be selective and prioritize energetical exchanges and experiences. And then also, from a physical point of view, there is also that type of chemistry that we might end up look into. I don't know that yet because I have pulled out the cards. They're just face down at the moment. So I don't know yet what kind of messages I will channel exactly, but from a theoretical point of view, to explain why I am making this video and why it can be useful. At the end of the day, as humans, we are all disgusting sack of organs, okay? I know there are better way to say so. I know. It's just that sometimes you gotta have to use the lower form to get the message through quickly. Now, this doesn't mean that like people have sorry. So yes, this doesn't mean that this type of information should be used to exclude or put people into boxes or stuff. This is useful information that one single individual can use for themselves to prioritize, okay? And, be aware, for example, I might not have the body to do certain type of sports because I did not have the chance to study or to experiment that when I was a child. Now, would I feel discriminated if they didn't let me into the professional categories of those sports if I decided to start? Of course not. They are saving my life. Okay, because I am allowed to try, I am allowed to have the best fun and to have some amazing experiences with that. I should also think about preserving myself, you know? And this was just like, okay, so, okay, I have a better example. If they just stopped and went off. Okay. Hopefully they're done. So, what was I saying? Yes, to learn how to read your own energy from within, from outside, and all around you. I have made like this light-hearted example, but I also pointed out a very important detail, meaning that this could also be linked to your physical security, because sometimes, and I was talking about physical appearance versus energetic in the way it's expressed and the activity that someone might choose and give like full priority to, because those might not be like always fully aligned. It doesn't mean that you aren't aligned. It might mean that you might need to revalue the situation you are in. Let me explain. I know this is mind fucking, okay? But that's the goal, okay? Because if that is basically how you can send the mental input to start working on your energy. And they are still outside. Alright, now they're gone. I was saying, safety, security, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna give a practical example now. From my personal experience, I used to dance when I was a kid. Was never allowed to dance professionally as a kid though. Like I was formally, like officially, it was officially prohibited to me and my mom. And but I did 2 classes as well from time to time. Like I would insist for years, and then like each and every 5 or 7 years I would get like one ballet class. And every time the teachers would tell me how gifted I was, and I really wanted to do that. And also, like I'm quite slender, and because I did dance in some levels, I was able to follow. And so when I was like 24, I had like my most drastic awakening, and that shifted my perspective on life completely, on basically all levels. I had to retreat for a month, like from social life, from people, because it was just a very strong experience, and I just knew I was not going to be able to just snap back. I was eventually going to be able to feel like myself again, but it would have been like a new myself with all the shift that experience brought. And one of the consequences of that awakening was pushing forward in my career transition and actually giving a chance to dance. I knew from the start, because of how much I already knew myself, that I was never going to dance in a like classical theater. I was never going to wear pointed shoes. I was never going to be a certain type of dancer, and I was perfectly okay with that. I am aware that we live in a world right now where it's possible to find, like, to be an artist, to work on the quality of what you do without having absolutely to enter in certain boxes. What happened was that I began a dance journey in a serious school, mostly dedicated to ballet, and the professor was a former, what's the word? I think it's star, étoile. Yeah, I think it's star in English too, from like the biggest company of the city. And like my gut feeling would tell me to not take her so seriously, not because her career didn't mean what it meant, because it did. Like, she was really that, okay? Or because I didn't care about dance. That was quite the opposite. I was investing everything into that. All my time, all my hopes, all my energy, sweat and tears. Like, okay, if I need to sweat, if I need to cry, if I need to bleed, I will do it for the good reasons. If that's life, I'm going to suffer. Like, if life comes with so much suffering, I'm going to at least choose my suffering, okay? And it's going to be that. And so I was really all in my dance journey, not in becoming a classical dancer, but because she was used to have so much power and she had the right to use it. She pushed me way too far. Like, she could see that I was willing to work. I was not willing to let her down, at least at first. And so I started taking in more and more and more work, even roles that had the potential to really destroy me. She made me replace male dancers because I came from the contemporary world and hip hop. I had like a stronger core, and she would make me lift ballerinas who, yes, were ballerinas, so they knew how to jump effortlessly, but they were heavier than me at the end of the day. And so I ended up with a heavy issue on my back, which was already vulnerable from my childhood. And I basically had to beg her to let me go because I had like 8 doctors telling me, no, it was, I'm exaggerating, 4 doctors still, telling me that I was either going to have to take a serious break from dancing, and I had just started getting serious, so emotionally speaking, it was crushing, or my alternative was never being able to walk again. So from her perspective, I was spitting in the face of my only real professional opportunity. From the beginning, I knew it wasn't the truth because I was not dreaming about that place. I had found that place following my dream, my bigger dream, okay? And through the journey, I had like signals and markers and energetic red flags that were telling me to say no way more often and start planning my departure way sooner. Because even if I did learn very much, I still benefit from the technique that I was taught. The price could have been probably a bit lower with a bit more firm knowledge about what my limits are. Okay? So one more light-hearted example, because at the end of the day I'm still dancing with her. And I recovered. That happened a while ago. It just the kind of experience that once you learn that it can be avoided, you wish you did. Okay? And basically that's what we're doing today. Okay? We're going to look into how to better understand which experiences perhaps require you to push a little bit harder and which experiences require you to let go and protect your energy a bit more. I'm so glad I only chose 3 groups today because that was the longest ass intro I have ever made. But it's good because I know that what I do is unusual, so it's important that I also give out technical information so it's not just, oh, she's hearing messages and it's fun. There's work behind this, okay? There's study, I even have my diploma, I mean, it's not something that can be done overnight, which is why I am doing it for you. So I'm now going to film the group selection and then just keep to your group or groups perhaps you are called to more. 3 groups to choose from today, nothing else, let's go. Alright, so we have group 1, group 2 and group 3. I don't know why while I was talking I was feeling called to put the cards like this. Perhaps it will help somebody intuition, or perhaps it's just funnier to watch. Still, group 1, group 2 and group 3. Back to the initial position. I did a mess. This is perfect. Okay. You can pause the video if you need to. See you at your group. Boom. Group 1. This is your card to answer the question, what is your soul energy? Oof. And your card is Demeter. Or Demetra. It's hard to change the way I say the R because I speak 4 languages where the R is pronounced in 3 different ways. Sometimes all of them want to come out at the same time. So yeah, like it's good to know a lot of languages, it's just that it can be annoying when you're trying to speak only one at once. Demetra, you are a provider of some kind, which makes me smile because I do like little trailers for Instagram, for my YouTube, for my way longer YouTube videos. And for the last one, and the title was "What Makes You a Walking Franchise." The music I chose for the little trailer would say like, that's not the title, but that's how the song goes. I'm a rider, a provider. So it came back. Anyway, you might be a provider of some kind, like very directly. You could be a mother or like a boss. Like you have employees that depend on you, or like for some, like you might not be like at the top of the hierarchy. Is that how it's pronounced? I don't know. But you still have like responsibilities. You have to coordinate many areas, many different areas. Sometimes like I see how, for example, on her back she's carrying all kinds of fruit and vegetables, and then she also has like this could be like used to drink, because that's the type of figure that we can see is used as glasses. But this also makes me think about music. So I'm having this image of a mom who's like riding her kids around, and like she's doing groceries, and then she's also coordinating how to take her kids to music class, and while she has a job, and she has like all of these things like flourishing on her back, and still finds the time to feed her kids like in healthy stuff. Like she also has a pineapple in her hand. Plus Demetra was known as the goddess of fertile crop, and she was like in a good mood. She also like when she was challenged, like it was my way or the highway in the worst way. Like like this myth talks about many stuff, but here the part that's coming through is basically how Demetra snapped when like the only thing that she was trying to keep under control, her daughter, was kidnapped, and like completely lost her mind, but in a very strategic way, meaning that she like she knew that her power was meant to feed all the inhabitants of the earth. So she very simply pulled that back and waited. What you gonna do now? Like she waited, she let people starve, she let people die as well, and her condition was, I either have my daughter back or that continues. I can use a vacation. So you might be also very protective, like you might be very mature, either like you have a certain age and you have already collected your badges and medals and scars, and so you know who you are, or like you might also be like very wise for your age. You might also be a herbalist, like the provider energy connected with the keyword sickness here in this position makes me think that you know how to react to sickness of some kind. So I had the direct image of the herbalist because of all the herbs and stuff food, vegetables and food that she's carrying on her back. But this might also refer to sicknesses of the soul, if you see what I mean. Like you might know, yeah, you might be a therapist, very much. So you might provide healing of some sort. And it might be through like physical objects or through your knowledge and wisdom. Both. Why not? Even better. You might be a little bit of an overthinker. Like if something doesn't go your way, you really sit down and take your time to see why. Like you might also beat yourself up a little bit when things aren't like successful, I guess. What else? So very hard worker in general. Whatever you have going on, it wasn't built like overnight. So whether it's a family union that you are coordinating or an endeavor or a spiritual business, whatever it is, you have put your work into it. Like head down, even when it was fruitful, you kept your head down, you kept on working on your soul, you kept on working on, what's this? Is this maize? What's the word? Corn, I guess? Looks like your golden coins that you might use to go around and coordinate all these kinds of activities, like they didn't came from the sky, quite the other way around. Like they came from the ground. Like you might also be someone who didn't have like a super easy start in life, and so you really had to ground your intention over and over and over and over and over again in order to be where you're at. Or you might still be working a lot, but it's for something, like it looks like something complete. Like this is the central figure representing the general energy, and she's really adorned if you look at it. Like her hair is well kept, she has like a little something on her head. Her dress is also sorry, where is it? Okay, I need to check on Anubis. Yeah, so basically he went under the couch to look for a piece of paper that he could trash, and then since we went for a very long walk, as I came back, he was very tired, and while he was under the couch he fell asleep, and I didn't notice until it started moving. So he was like sleeping half trapped under the couch, and he started trembling like having a nightmare. And that's when I realized that he must have fell asleep by accident while he was playing. Okay, and just to say that it was nothing bad, just a little wild dog moment. Her dress, it's rich, you know, but at the same time it's not obnoxious. Like it's elegant. it's appropriate to her position. Okay, so it doesn't mean that you have to dress like, I don't know, super serious or wear Chanel or stuff like that. It's just, taking care of your uniform as you go and perform your role. You're into the word, okay? So it looks like either you might already be taking care of wearing stuff that allows you to feel in control and at the same time feeling comfortable, or another message is that you might benefit from diving deeper into that, perhaps like cleansing your closet and see that there's stuff that is there, it's been there for 10 years and someone else might really enjoy it, but your body just needs another type of feeling right now. And yeah, to do it without regrets, if that is something that resonates with you, know that whatever is let go for good reasons gets replaced with something better. Like, I don't know what Demetra used to wear before, but this definitely looks very good on her now. And so will whatever it is that you're going to choose, as long as you keep like all in mind, like, okay, what are the tasks, the usual tasks? I might have like unusual tasks from time to time, since there is a lot in her hands and there is a lot on her back. But in general, we might say that once whatever it is that you are providing for is stable, you should also be able to predict a little bit what's gonna happen, what, perhaps not every Tuesday, but what happens usually on a Tuesday? Where do I have to go? How do I have to move? Do I have to sweat? Like, do I have to sit down and eat? Do I have to go in fancy places? Do I have to go by the beach? Whatever, okay? And at the same time, to really make you feel free and make you feel you. If that means like wearing a regal robe, that is also something that is coming through. Because I was talking about like being elegant in a simple way, but some people really like to express themselves through really flashy clothing, and sometimes even like really take a style to the extreme and have all kind of things that resonate with the style, and that is because that is their direct expression from within. And so like you might even wear like stuff that could be perceived as excessively elegant, but since it comes from within, like it's comfortable for you. This card also talks about recovery. So you might have had to recover yourself from something, or you might have had yourself to recover from something. Both. Let's say, for example, you are a mother, you have your own family, and you might have had to recover that or to retrieve that from a difficult situation, either from like your own difficult family, or perhaps like you started with a certain partner and because of reasons it didn't work out, and why do I just say mother? Could be a father as well. It's just that it's a feminine figure on the card. It really could be about, like, you could really be a masculine here, especially because all the figures around are masculines, which also makes me think that if you are a female though, you might have a lot of masculines around you, of all kinds. Like, I'm seeing like very negative, low vibrational. You might have people from your past who are still crying over you. You might have people actually working daily to come towards you. People who are like perhaps even already in your zone, if you know what I mean. Okay, so look at this. But anyway, back to the parent. I'm going to say parent from now on. Back to the parent scenario. So you might, like, your current family and how you make it work could be the result of some perhaps painful or difficult endings as well. Same. I don't know if it's going back under the couch. Just letting you explore. So, what? Or, if you're resonating more with an endeavor, spiritual business, and a herbalist as well, your knowledge might come from having had to resolve those same issues yourself. So you might be someone who benefits from working alone and perhaps having people working under your direction, not like under you in a diminishing way. Simply that, like an orchestra, you have like all the different instruments, and then you have the conductor. So you might be a conductor. I don't know. But like, in whatever scenario you see yourself resonate with, you are the conductor, okay? And you might be like a natural leader. You might have to learn how to not be too overpowering, and too controlling as well, because that might end up with people running away from you and leaving you in regrets. Okay, so one big exercise that you will have to learn will be to let people go and go, like come and go. Yeah, because you are someone who moves a lot. You are someone who needs a lot of freedom, okay? Now, in order to be free, you need to be able to connect with a lot of different networks, places, and points, and yada, yada, yada. But it's a capacity that you need to be able to renew from within over and over again. Like, you cannot force people to stay stuck so that you can count on them in order for you to be free. Like, this can really be in the little small things, like handling how much time you expect from other people, how much you base your decisions on how you think they should react to them, because I don't see you as like all over toxic, you know, like you're a boss and all of that, or like you could be a boss. So this message I think can be read in many different ways. If you're okay with whatever is going on with your life and you have your own thing, and like you are peaceful within what you do, and you still resonate with this message a little bit, this might be like really into small things, you know, like learning how to calm yourself down, how to find other solutions, how to learn to be okay in your independence as well. Might be also something that you have already worked on, okay? I hesitated a little bit because I'm only on the premises of this channel, so I don't know exactly yet the whole totality of people it might resonate with. What I do know is that my content, my researches as well, sometimes also touch the extreme dark side of things, okay? And so you might want to be careful about that within yourself, even if perhaps you know that when you are okay, you are able to manage that. But when you aren't, you might have to be careful with how you tend to fall into some kind of perhaps abrasive behaviors, even if it's very slightly, like we're not talking about abuse from you, hopefully. Know that the same behavior, if you push it too long, becomes abuse, like very, very simply. So first interpretation of the message is, in order for you to not become abusive, perhaps even by accident, might happen because of age, because stress, because sicknesses as well. This comes very strongly, okay? Shouldn't be the goal though. Why? Because it's bad, first and foremost, but also like for your own sake, it might attract the same vibration towards you, but worst, because if you are not meant, like you are a provider, you are not meant to be in an abrasive, like over controlling behavior, okay? This is an empress here. The universe might use like extreme experiences to bring you back on track. Like, look, this is what you're vibrating, this is what you risk to end up. Remember who the fuck you are. You're an empress. An empress is not someone who has like people chained. An empress does sit high, okay? She coordinates. She gives tasks, but someone has to get to the other side of whatever. To complete a certain task, can be coordinated with the Empress, but the Empress also needs to know how to delegate. It cannot be, or an Emperor, you know. I'm very biased because I'm looking at this and it's female. But I already said it, like this could be an Emperor as well. Where's my little prince? Ah, okay. Left the couch finally. like an emperor doesn't have to, or an empress doesn't have to be involved in each and every minute of each and every task, okay? A strategy is established and then it's followed, and then there's feedback, and then there are other stuff that the empress has to do in order to bring in all the abundance that is needed for the empress or the emperor to be whatever they are. Can't pour from an empty cup. Not me, not you, not anyone. Alright, that's all I have for you today. That was like, whew, and scene. Yeah, I hope that resonated. I hope that helped. If it did, you can like, subscribe, leave a comment, follow me on other social media. Everything is down below. If you want to go have a good whatever you're going to have next. If you're going to stay, see you in whatever group you have selected next. Bye. Group number 2 will be Adonis. Adone. So, cheers to my heartbreaker. So, could be a male or a female. But if you're a female, even if you're a female, you might have a very dominant energy, especially when it comes to seduction. Like you can still be tapped into your feminine energy, just be like very assertive with it, and that's how you might come off as dominant. A lot of red in this card, like I'm feeling hot. as I do this, like I unflip the card and the color perception changes, like it's more reddish, I guess, more orange. A lot of sacral chakra activity. Right away, be careful of how you use it. Like you might confuse somehow the fact that yeah, what about that? Okay, in a minute. So, you might think that in order for you to find proper release for your high sacral chakra activity, that you are meant to be like with many different people. Be careful of how you handle it, okay? Because your solution might not be right away to be with one person. Like perhaps you are meant to explore and experiment, and that is part of your journey. But try to do it with like the proper rituals and the proper caution, because not doing that might cause you to be in heavy states of confusion. Let's see if I can film that. Seems like I do. So you might be very physical in the way you approach life. You might be prone to excesses a little bit, like when it comes to sensuality, also to indulge in yourself, okay? And so if this is not handled correctly, if this is not put in the right spot of priority, this might hinder you. Like, I'm hearing, turn you into a pig. Okay, so but yeah, that's the thing, you know. It's in the cards. And there's nothing wrong with pigs, by the way. No, they're very cute animals. It's just that all they do is eat, fight in the mud, and have SE. I cursed in other videos. Why am I censoring myself? I mean, I don't even know if I'm ever going to get monetized. So, yeah, fuck. And if that's the life that you want, that's okay. Like, you know, especially if that's the life that you're able to sustain and keep yourself, while keeping yourself hopeful, perhaps about the future, perhaps about love, or just, you know, your ambition in general. Because if you are very like into the physical world and into fucking around, like said very bluntly, it might be a bit difficult for you to actually build, I guess, stuff. But if that's not what you want, that's okay. Like, I mean, I sometimes use the image of pigs. I saw it done. So there's this reader that I admire really very much. And the name of her channel is Brittany the Cosmic Wifey. I hope I said the whole title. And like there, she uses the term piglets, and I found it very accurate for the type of discourse that she was bringing. And then I had like this image of the pig appearing in other readings and kind of resonated. And it is indeed an image that I have used to describe like extreme dark behaviors, because that is one of many topics that are being treated in the space. And so, I mean, when I opened this channel, it was meant to be addressed to, I remember I did a disclaimer once. It was, I meant to do this for people who are at least trying, okay? If you are trying to approach healing just to prove how much it cannot work for you, 100% it won't work. And how even so some people actually absolutely want to be in this type of journey, in this type of energy, in this type of discourse as well, and that can be really damaging for all parties involved. if you want to be like in a moving situation, in in an energy where flowers can actually bloom. Even pigs have to run. So you might be someone who has to have or had to have through a dark night of the soul, or like death of the ego, and learn how to run away from your past somehow, and from confusion, and from illusions, and from like all wrong colored type of classes that will make you look at your reality in a way that was more nostalgic than realistic and actually beneficial. Here it talks about the memories. What else does it come through when I look at the memories? The memories. Heard that? That was cute. Might be an old soul and you don't know. Okay, you might be someone who is kind of blind to their energy because you are in this very material sensory energy, but you're here as well. So I made you look. No, but really though, like, you're here, so it doesn't mean that it has to be me, the one who will illuminate your path from now on. But it does mean that sorry, Nate. Okay, I might end up filming this type of moments in the future, but that is not the future yet. So, you're here, so I mean that you have at least questions about yourself, and you're at least starting to wonder whether, like, your way of making things work, is it really working for you? Big question number one. And is there maybe anything else that could be done with it? Yes, that was a trick question. I don't know what it is. You will know. Perhaps like this reading is like very centered around the separation between like your beliefs, like I see this like could be, it's a 2 but looks like an 11 as well. It says P. Perhaps you might have to pee right now, but it's just like 2, Right now I am seeing as a split between what used to be your beliefs and what your beliefs are either meant to become, if you choose to do so, or could become, if you wake the fuck up and start running like this cute little pig. Oh my god, I have the most amazing story about what's the word? It's like a wild pig. I don't have the English name right now. And I'm not going to tell the story, it will be for another time, but it just came to my mind that it's like one of my best stories ever. Anyway, That's all I have for you, actually. It's gonna be cut here. Um, if you're gonna go, have a good whatever you're going to have next. If you're gonna stay, we have only one group left because today is a 3-group video because I've decided so. And it was suggested to me by Source, Spirit and Friendly Ghosts. Yeah, thank you for tuning in. I hope it helped. I hope it resonated. If it did, you can like, subscribe, leave a comment. You can also follow me on other social media. And everything's down below. Yeah, that now that's really it. See you. Alright, group 3. This is going to be your card. I am sensing a very calm and controlled energy from you. Pretty poised. I'm also hearing Twitter. So, this might mean that you are on Twitter, that you might benefit from opening a Twitter account, that you might discover uses of Twitters that might benefit you in your work. The bird also makes me think about Messenger, so you might be someone who delivers some type of message, knowledge, like constant news. Constant. That you're very good at what you do. Like very much to the point. Okay. No, let's continue with all the different scenarios that are coming through. Then we're going into the other part dedicated to the external energies around you. So, as I said, you could the Twitter discourse. Messages, communication. You might have to communicate a lot for your work, through your work, both. And you might work in the legal system. So, of course, judges coming through, lawyers as well, of all kinds. Could be. Like, you might have to deal with some very negative experiences through your work, because of your work. Or the fact that you had to deal with very negative experiences led you to choose your work, your type of work. I'm seeing the keyword, the experiences in this position, which talks about your obstacles in a general way. Okay. You might have learned whatever you have learned from someone else. You might have had like a very important mentor in your life at some point. But either way, you grew from that. This is also telling me the story about the student who surpassed the teacher at some point. And yeah, really the quality of your work, like you are, or like you have the potential to be groundbreaking with what you do. Like if you perhaps resonate with the potential of, like I for example, I always thought about being on Twitter or another type of social media, this could be confirmation that you might be really good at it. You might have to find a way to make it work that for you, because you might say, oh, I want to work in social media, that's so cool. Yeah, that's so cool. You gotta learn how to create stuff, you gotta learn how to get paid, you need to learn how to select clients, how to set hours, how to see if it can be your only job, it cannot, and yada yada. Same with whatever profession you are in. Like, you might have find a way, or you will find a way to make it work for you. Like, you will be successful, or you have already reached success. I'm talking to different groups of people, as you can probably guess. Or you might be in the process, whatever, you know. The general message is to dare to be groundbreaking, even when it comes to protect what you do, because you might have some really, really jealous energies around you, precisely because of what you do and how you do it. Okay? So, if you are someone who is just starting to find ways to communicate what it is that you either sell, create, offer a service, organize, place the word that resonates the most for you in this blank space that is not digitalized, but in some way, yes, because I am using my fingers. And doesn't the word digitalize comes from digiting with fingers? Think about. No, please forget about it. Let's go back to this stuff. I'm getting tired, I guess. So, jealousy. Bad stuff. If you haven't reached success yet, and you are thinking to do it in an unconventional way, you are going to want to make sure to have in mind and keep in mind from the start that you are going to put in steps to protect it, okay? And if you have, then this might be your confirmation that as long as you continue with your quality and with insisting on the unicity of what you do, you're going to basically shit on your jealous counterpart. It's not counterpart. That's a bad translation. From which language? I don't know, but from your jealous opponents. That was the word. So this might mean, like, even if it's just you at some point in time, the one who is willing to believe in your idea, to see that it actually makes some sense, you need to start from the beginning to have some sort of rules within yourself, with yourself, that you are not going to break. Okay? That is how you will be able to know whether someone is coming into your zone to cause disruption. Like, you will know that it's not you from the start. You will know that it's them. Okay. Because if you are just like focused on learning from what you're doing, learning from, I talked about a mentor, but you might have like several sources of inspiration. You like have a general idea of a feeling that you are supposed to have while you work, and as you follow that, you find your inspiration and you continue to move forward. Oh, okay, I lost myself a little, but what I wanted to say was, if you start from day zero with the idea that that is how you want to feel, that is what you want to do, that's where you want to go, and you want it protected, and you might not know how to protect that, so your next step will be finding out how to protect that, and then your step C will be, okay, what are the many different ways, or perhaps the one way, I don't know, that I have to make it happen. Okay, might be perhaps that at some point in time you only have one way, because that is the only step forward. And once you have done that step forward, you have 3 different ways, and you might have to take different elements from different ways. Okay, and then again only one and then 5, 10, I don't know. You get the point, I hope. But like this way you maintain and keep yourself in this energy of fairness, in this energy of working first and foremost for the good quality of your work, and therefore if there is any external events that all of a sudden makes everything like all the papers seem like, yeah, it's an image that came to me a lot in other readings, but yeah, I'm seeing like all the paper stuff on a table, and then there is like this big wind coming in, and it's like whoosh, everything flying in all directions. If that happens, then you know that there is some jealous energy around you, that someone is probably interfering with one of your creative processes, and therefore that you might need to take some time to reevaluate how protected it is, what it is that you were doing. Because if you are in a growth mentality, like you can't do shit without risk. Okay, and so at the same time, you can't grow shit without protection. It goes both ways. Everything, I guess. And so you will have to regularly take the time, as every level where you level up in some way will require you to be again focused and like laser vision on your material. Okay, here work tools, here work tools, here work tools. Most of your energy will have to be dedicated into working, creating, perfecting, bringing in new ideas, new clients, if that's the case, okay? But know that part of your work will also be defending, protecting, learning about placing boundaries. You might work with children as well, so you will have to learn how to be very refined in how you let people in. You know, not everyone is good people. Flash news. But that was just a side message for someone. Whatever the case is, it will be constant. Like, as long as you stay in that field, in that craft, in that creative energy, there will have to be boundaries of some sort. Living in a certain situation where it's safe, where it's discreet, where you can have this kind of security, or in a certain part of the city that looks like this. I mean, it will look different for each and everyone, but the sooner you learn how to how to canalize. I am trying to make a fucking because I was trying to cover the it's working in the easiest way. Anyway, so as long as you know how to keep these energies at bay, you are perfectly capable to feel and refill your good cup. That's all I have for you. That was a long ass video for just 3 cards. So, yeah, that's definitely all I have for you. I hope it helped. I hope it resonated. If it did, you can like, subscribe, leave a comment. You can also follow me on other social medias. Everything is down below. Like I do like the influencers. I mean, I try. I do my best. I'm just not that serious, I guess. I mean, I'm serious about my stuff. I'm just not that serious about like being in front of a camera and like having to perform. I think in general it's because it's the type of content that I deliver in this channel is mostly like healing. So if I do an online healing session, like, okay, I might have accidentally some hair extension, but it's usually more like the show me that you're going to get. And even more because I do like sometimes have to spice it up and embody my most sensual self, you know, for work, to perform, or audition, like always moving, but trying to slow it down a bit also. When I'm channeling, I'm like, no, I'm going raw. I don't need to have that kind of pressure, like thinking about, my hair will look like that, or my shirt will look like that. My hair will look like whatever it's going to look that day, and my shirt is going to look like whatever it will look that day, because there is many stuff going around. And why am I even saying this? I don't know. I should have just said goodbye. And instead I got lost. Happens very often. it was nice having you. This was an unusual video. Yet very usual at the same time. If this was your group, your only group, this was, I don't know what that was. Whatever happened before was your message. And you're definitely going because this is the last group. So, thank you once again. Talk soon. Have a blessed whatever you're going to have next. And I hope to see you in other videos, I guess. Have a good, blessed. I can't close this video. Why? Bye. Donate to the channel. Bye. Mwah. Okay, now you kind of saw how it works. Kind of. I can make it work better.